For the past 60 days, I let AI invest my cold hard cash, and the results are shocking. I tracked every single investment, documented every win, every loss, and I'm pulling back the curtains and showing you everything. Did it actually work, or did I lose everything? What I found might change the way you think about investing forever. Let's dive in. So on February 20th of this year, I decided to fund my brokerage account, Tradier, with $50,000. In fact, I even made a video about it when I first started the account back in February. And to my luck, this was actually the worst possible timing to start this challenge, because I didn't know it at the time, but that was actually the exact day of the top of the market starting to crash. In fact, it was one of the biggest market crashes we've seen in the past 20 years. So I was really in for a treat with this challenge. Now, I knew for this challenge, I didn't just want to ask ChatGPT which stock should I invest in. That sounded very boring. I wanted a fully automated system, something that could just take trades for me and figure everything out from day one. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan. I've been a day trader for the past 7 years. I have a very strong background in the stock market and in algorithmic trading. And so I wanted to see if it was possible to build a trading bot using AI. One that could just trade for me using smart knowledge and having AI decide when to enter and where to exit. So I didn't have to do a single thing. And that's where this idea all started. And while I wanted this bot to be as simple as possible, there was one big issue. $50,000 is a lot of money. And although I was comfortable risking it for this challenge, I really didn't want to lose it all. And so while I wanted to let AI take full control, I needed to give it just a few boundaries, because I didn't want it going rogue or going all AGI on me and investing all of it into meme coins or just leverage trading and blowing it up after a day. So I gave it a few ground rules. Rule number one is I could only trade one ticker. I wanted it to specialize, get familiar with one stock, and not touch or worry about anything else. And in this case, I chose SPX, which is basically just the S&P 500 index. It has high volume, good options premiums, and very good opportunity. Now, rule number two is that I wanted this to trade neutral trading strategies, because that's where 90% of bots fail. They always try and guess which direction to buy, whether it should be longing or shorting. So I had to focus on neutral options trading strategies only. That meant no matter which way the market went, there was still an opportunity for this bot to make money. And rule number three, the final rule of all, I needed it to respect some sort of risk management. And I wanted every trade to have a cap on how much it could make or how much it could lose to make sure I wouldn't blow up my entire account in a single day. So after working with my knowledge on stocks and having my dev team actually build this bot for me and adding the few ground rules that we put together, we finally had a bot ready to trade. And the results in the first week were something that I was not expecting. You see, with the first two trades the bot took, I ended up netting over $5,000. You can see in my trading log here that it actually didn't take its first trade until 8 days later after we turned the bot on. And that first trade made me $2,450. And then a few days later, the bot took another trade. And on its second trade, it made $2,550. Now at this point, I was thinking of quitting everything. I mean, screw it. Why not just throw my entire net worth into this bot and see what happens? I mean, a 10% return in 2 weeks is just insane. And if this were to compound, I would have been on track to make millions of dollars in just the first few years. I didn't touch a single thing, and I was already up $5,000 in the first few weeks of this challenge account. But then something crazy happened. With Trump being elected and tariffs starting to be announced, the market started to crash. And when I mean crash hard. The S&P saw one of the biggest drops in years and basically erased all its gains from 2024. And when I came back to check my trading account, well, let's just say I was scared for my life. And there it was on March 7th, the bot took another trade and it lost $3,550. And even though at this point, overall, I was still up on the account, I started to panic just a little bit. Because what if the market kept crashing and I lost another $3,000 and then another and then another? And I was starting to get really worried for this challenge until I noticed something that really interesting happened just a week later. You see, the bot took another trade on March 14th and it only lost $5. And I needed to investigate and see what was going on. Why was it taking so long for this bot to take trades? And how could it only lose $5 when the market is crashing? And after doing some digging and actually looking into my brokerage account, I noticed something. I could see that the bot actually lowered the risk that it was taking on each trade. You see, this bot was designed to take options trades, and options use something called contracts. You can think of contracts very similar to shares. The more contracts you trade, the more risk there is, but also the more reward. And the amazing thing about this bot and about AI is that when it detected a higher volatility, it actually reduced the number of trades it was taking and the number of contracts it was taking on those trades. You see, I was expecting this bot to take trades every day, but this bot is smarter than me. And I've been in the market for 7 years. And the reason is it only wants to take the best opportunities out there. And sometimes a good opportunity only happens once or twice a week. But I was destined to give this a full 60 days, even with the market crash going on. So I decided to let AI just do its thing. And as the next few weeks went on, it took a few more trades, a few wins, a few losses, but here is the end result. I ended up making $2,658 in the past 60 days completely automated with AI. This is a 5.3% return on the account, which is completely insane. I mean, that's over a 30% return annualized, and this is with the market crashing. With everyone else losing money, everyone else buying stocks and panicking, this bot not only made money, but it outperformed the S&P 500 on an annual basis. And again, this was a neutral trading strategy. It's really not even supposed to make money at all in high volatility environments. Yet, this AI was smart enough to still make money, reduce the amount of trades it was taking, and profit in a market crash while everyone else is losing money and freaking out. Now, here's something that I didn't tell you earlier. You see, this bot wasn't just something that I threw together overnight. We've actually been running this bot for years. I've logged hundreds of days of performance, and I built it alongside one of the top automation firms in the world. And what you just watched was a challenge. I funded a brand new $50,000 account and seeing what this bot could do in real market conditions. And it was crazy timing that I started it right at the top of a market crash. But I'm kind of glad it happened because it can prove that this bot can make money in pretty much any market conditions at all. And here's the cool part. I'm actually licensing this bot out so you could use it for yourself. And right now we've already got over 100 clients using it, and we have millions of dollars being traded on this bot alone. And if you want to learn how this works even more, or even potentially see if you could use it for yourself, you can click the first link in the description below and apply to qualify for licensing this bot. You'll be able to connect it to your US regulated broker and start trading with it right away. And I think you'll be pretty impressed with the results. So if you have some cash on hand and you think it's worth diversifying a little bit into this trading bot, click the first link in the description below to learn more. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.